morning, everyone. This is Bhaskar, and I am being a part of a Kernel training. And so I have a total of 8 years of IT experience, and I have been working with Microsoft technologies like .NET, WPF, WCF, Silverlight, uh, cloud computing with Windows Azure, and I've been more in training, and I've been a consultant in Microsoft for the past 1 year, and so I've been giving more training on Windows Azure, that new technologies coming up. So here today's session we are going to start about what is a cloud and how cloud computing going to be work. And in cloud computing there are various categories that is available. And so in that we are going to see only PaaS environment, and this PaaS is for mainly for developer concern. And I will also tell you about the other two things which is being related to cloud computing. So first let me move on what is a cloud and how it's going to work, and so what are the things that is going to be happening in today's remote classes. So and today's agenda that we are going to talk about is cloud computing fundamentals. So what is a cloud, and how it is going to be used in our real-time environment and other stuff. So what is a cloud? Anybody knows about what is a cloud and how it is going to be used? And cloud is nothing but so cloud is an on-demand and scalable multi-tenant self-service compute on storage and storage resources. So you're on demand in the sense, like whenever if you want to use your application that going to be hosted in your cloud, it's going to be on demand. When I need require and when I need the resources that should be available in the cloud, I can able to access my application when I require. So this is called on demand. Whenever I request, I can able to go ahead and I can able to get my application in the cloud, and you don't need to you don't need to demand anywhere. So you can able to get because once you hosted the applications or any VMs that you are going to be put it in a cloud, you can able to easily access from the cloud. And the next point is nothing but is scalable. It's scalable in the sense, so you can able to rapidly increase your instance based on your requirements. For example, let us take any application that you are going to be putting in the cloud. Requirement, the application, the customers who wants to be access your application, it can be a number of each going to be happen. For example, like your application have a huge number of business in the peak period. For example, like I have my business going to be peak on January, April, and October and December. So this for quarterly my business going to be very peak. So my application is going to be number of it's going to be very high. So based on your number of bits, I can able to scale my instance according to the requirement. So you no need to put for entire year to in a single instance. So you can able to scale up and scale down based on your number of bits that's going to be happen, so that your application will not be in slow. So it automatically we can able to scale up, or even if you want to manually to scale up, that also we can do it in cloud. And you can set automatically, means based on your percentage of utilization that has been used for your application. Based on that, you can able to increase your instance, or you can able to decrease your instance. So that you can able to do in a cloud on premises. And multi-tenant. So the next one is a multi-tenant. So suppose we have created one virtual machine on a cloud. So I need that to be access to another customers. So what you can do, the one virtual machine that you have been created in the VM, that you can able to give it to your another customers in a multi-tenant. So that means you are going to give the hardware facility to another customer also, the same thing. So what will happen, the instance only get increases. So the same hardware that you are going to be sharing your resources to another customer at the same cost. So that because it's going to present inside your cloud, so that you can able to access with your child customer the resources as well as your application. And self-service compute. Self-service compute means you can have your own compute of your application or a VM that you have been created on your cloud. So that we call as a self-service compute. And storage resources. Storage resources in cloud also we have a storage. Like there are various storages available in the cloud. That we are going to see in a detailed session in our coming training actually. So in the storage, what type of a storage that we can able to use it in the cloud? Like we have SQL Azure or if you go for a SQL database, even if you don't want that SQL Azure or SQL database in your cloud, there is a table storage is available, blob storage, queue storage. So these are the different types of storages that is available in your cloud. And why should we need to use a cloud? So cloud is nothing but it's a reality. Reality in the sense like it won't have the shutdown. So for example, in cloud, we have three categories actually available in the market. So one is your Google Cloud and Amazon, and now Microsoft has came within Windows Azure. So Google Cloud and Amazons are have a best reliability where when you compare to the Windows Azure. So we can have a downtime up to 99.9% so that you can applications or an VM that is available in the cloud is readily available to your customers. Whereas when you compare to Google or Amazon, you have at least minimum of 24 hours of downtime in the cloud. So where when you compare to your Windows Azure, we have a very good reliability so that you can have it anytime you can able to access your application. And next one we have a utility based subscription. So utility based subscription is whenever if you want to access your cloud, the Microsoft has given you a subscription. So subscription in the sense initially they will be giving you, they will be providing on a free trial of subscription, so where you can able to um, uh, use for around 3 months. So using these 3 months, you can able to use all your, you can able to create your VMs, you can able to create your application that can be hosted in a cloud, and you can able to paste all the stuff you can able to use in this subscription. So once your free trial has been expired, they will provide you monthly charges based on your what you are going to use. So that subscription can be used as per your utility that you are going to be used in your cloud. And as I said previously, the cloud terminology we have three categories. One is your infrastructure as a service, another is a platform as a service, and third one is a software as a service. But as for this kernel training and everything, we are going to talk more about the platform as a service. But anyway, I am going to tell about what are the other two also. So first, let me go with an infrastructure as a service. So infrastructure as a service is nothing but your basic compute and storage resources that are going to be used on-demand servers. So I can able to create multiple servers on a cloud. So it deals about your infrastructure that so that means this terminology going to be used for any startup company. So for example, I am going to start a company, and that company I don't want to purchase any hardware like a data centers or hardware I don't want to purchase, and but still I have my developers and they have developed my very good application with open source. But I feel I need to be host my application with a secured way, and it will be very cheaper when I am compared to others. So in this case, we can go for an infrastructure as a service where you can able to create your VM and you can able to put your application inside your VM. So that VM, using the VM, you can able to take your RDP of that VM and you can able to access your application and you can able to do network traffic manager and other stuff. So this mainly deals about the administrator role where it represents your IT companies. So that goes to being in your cloud as an infrastructure as a service. The second one, what I am going to talk about is a platform as a service. Is purely for developers. So in the platform as a service, that it tells you about that you are going to create your application or inside your any technologies like .NET, Java, Node.js, Python, or any open source technology that you can able to develop your application. Once the application has been ready, then we are going to for on-demand application hosting environment. So using an app, you can able to create a cloud services or a web app or a logic app and mobile app, any type of an application that you are going to create that you can able to put it in our cloud using in a platform as a services. So in the platform as a services, there are various categories, various sessions that we are going to be seeing. So totally we have around 8 to 10 sessions inside the platform as a service. We are going to talk more detail about the platform as a services coming sessions. And last one is your software as a service. This is much used about open source and on-demand applications that we are going to use as a software as a service. So, for example, Office 365, Gmail, Microsoft Office web components. So, using these software as a service, one even apart from this Gmail or Microsoft Office, even you can able to create your own software. That also you can able to make it as a service. So, you can make your software as a service to the another customer or another application that can be used. So that is called as a software as a service. So as I said, infrastructure is nothing but you are going to host your entire VM inside your cloud, and platform as a service that you are going to create and build your and deploy your and package your application that you are going to put it in your cloud. And software as a service that we are going to create one software and we are going to put it in our cloud, and another customer going to consume that software and they are going to use your software. So these are the three categories that we are going to be present inside your cloud. So how efficiency that if I want to put my applications or virtual machine inside your cloud. So here, like application, you don't have a standalone server or even ISS or PaaS environment. So just you are going to put it in a software as a service, and that's going to be used for another that's going to be consumed by the another applications. And the runtime can be used for platform as a service, and database also a platform as a service, and operating system. So in the you can have a control over this three category in a platform as a service. Like you can have a control over a database. Like example, as I said, you can have a SQL database inside a cloud, or you can have a SQL Azure, or you can go for a table storage or a block storage to use your platform as a service. And infrastructure as a service, like where you can go for the virtualization, server, and storage, as well as the networking. So these categories are comes under your infrastructure as a service that you can able to control over in your cloud. And not only controlling your applications, and you can able to control your cost also based on your requirement. So this is in detail architecture of about ISAS. So infrastructure as a service, as a developer, first what how the infrastructure as a service that can be used in your cloud. First, we need to choose the image, or if you does not have any images, first we need to create a fresh virtual machine for a database or any type of virtual machine that if you want. For example, I need a virtual machine only a Windows 8 operating system. I need a virtual machine with a Linux environment. I need a virtual machine with a TFS configuration. So you can choose. There are plenty of VMs that can be present inside your cloud. So you can choose your images based on your requirement. So here they give an example like this VM going to be for database management systems. So when you create a VM, it will ask for SQL Server 2012, and you will be creating in a VM images. Once you create a VM images, you can create a VM image, and you can able to. So once you can able to choose your images, you can able to configure the VM for your application. And third one is like you can able to provision the database, and you can able to create a tables, and you can able to add your records, and you can able to monitor, and you can create a store procedure. So all the stuff that you can create in a SQL database that you can able to done through your VMs. And at last you can able to install your application which you are going to be created in for example, any type of application like .NET application, Python, or Java or Node.js, any type of application that you have been created that you can able to you can make it as a package file or a web setup or the type of application that you are going to create. So that application you can able to install in your VM, and that VM will take care of, and you can able to run your application inside your VM. That VM is present inside your cloud. And once your application is ready, and the people or customers going to be access, and they can able to use your application, either they can take a remote of that particular VM, and you can able to access that application, or else they can directly connect with an application. Suppose if you are going to install that application as a .NET that present inside your IaaS environment, you can able to access your application through IaaS. So once it has been done, then the next concept is very important, that you need to configure your load balancing. So using a VM, you can able to balance your load. So once the application is readily available, now you can able to speak to your customer. So now the customers keep on using your application. So what happens when more number of customers keep on accessing your application, your load will have to have a sufficient environment. So that you need to be configured inside your VM. So you can able to done in that configuring your load balancing through your infrastructure as a service. So once you've done the load balancer, you can able to manage your VM and the database, and also you can able to deploy a new OS image inside your VM also. So this is the entire architecture of infrastructure as a service where you can able to put a virtual machine outside your cloud. The next thing what you are going to see about is a PaaS. So PaaS is nothing but your platform as a service. So as you see this architecture, you can have a developer here, and the developer has a provision to create an application or create a database. So in this example, we are talking about a database. So you imagine that your virtual machine has been created for SQL Server developer. This developer going to use the PaaS environment for the virtual machine which has been created as a SQL Server machine. So using a SQL Server machine, what we can able to do, we can able to create a tables, we can able to insert a record, we can update a record, we can delete a record. So these things can be done by the developer. So here you can see this architecture like you have a database. So initially we have a VM. So the VM is nothing but your virtual machine that contains your operating system like Windows 8, 8.1 or 7.1. Based on your requirement, you can choose your operating system. In that operating system, you are going to install your SQL Server 2012 R2 or SQL Server 2010. So based on your requirement, that you can go to put it into your machine. So this is the VM where you can able to create your application inside your virtual machine. So once the SQL Server has been ready, then the another part of VM is where you can have an application on web server. So your web server is nothing but your IaaS. So where you can have an IaaS and operating system another VM. So these two VMs can be able to connect with your one VM which have a SQL Server engine, and another VM has a normal operating system and with the IaaS has been installed. So now what you can able to do, you can able to put your application inside your second VM, and you can able to connect your SQL Server machine, and you can able to access your databases present in your second VM. And here you have a load balancer. So you can able to maintain your load balancer inside your cloud, like based on either your application side, or you can able to put it in your SQL Server VM also. So basically, what is an Windows Azure? Windows Azure is nothing but a very simple term you can say. It's an operating system which is present inside your cloud data center. So I have an operating system that is being present inside your cloud. So what is the use of that? You can able to put your operating system inside your cloud. You can able to handle your resource management. You can able to provisioning your resources, and as well as you can able to monitor your applications. And using this, you can able to manage your application lifecycle also. Here, you can able to allow the developer to concentrate on business logic. So inside your Windows Azure, you can have a common building block for distributed applications like reliable tuning and simple structure storage, and as well as SQL storage. So inside the Windows Azure, you can have able to store your structured storage. So here in the sense structured storage, like you can have a SQL database or a SQL Azure. And suppose if you don't want the structured storage and I need a simple storage, then you can go for a table storage or a block storage. And we are going to see these details in for coming sessions. Now, application service like we can have a access control and caching and connectivity. Application service like access control means, so once we are going to put it your application inside your cloud, how my authentication goes to be happen. So that can be done by using an access control, and how the caching going to be happen. The caching in the sense, so you can able to put your data cache inside your cloud, so that you can able to readily available, and it will be very faster when you are using for a session state management. And connectivity in the sense, you can have a two virtual machines, one is for application, another for a SQL server. Using this connectivity, you can able to talk to the VM using this connectivity. So this is the Windows Azure platform. So here we can have a Windows Azure. As I said, we have three things will be present inside your cloud. One is your Windows Azure middle level service, another is the data service, another is the compute. So in middleware service means this middleware service will be between your Windows Azure compute and as well as Windows Azure data services. So here data services will contain your SQL Azure or a SQL database, and Windows Azure storage and CDN. CDN is nothing but your content delivery network, where you can have your secured way of your storage. So I can For example, I am going to store some images or videos, storage or a videos inside your cloud, so that using a CDNA you can able to secure your storage, and you can able to put your images in a particular region. Region in the sense, suppose in cloud we have a different kind of regions when you are going to choose your application. For example, Southeast Asian and North Pacific Asian or South Central US. So based on the different regions, so you can able to put your images that is nearly available cloud center. So for example, in India we have a nearest cloud center is Singapore. Singapore is a Southeast Asia network. So using the South Asia region, you can able to put your blob images or in a video so that you can able to access your images very faster. If you are going to put your images in your nearest cloud center. For example, if you are more number of customers which is present inside your US people and US people going to be access your images and everything, then you can go for your CDNA network where you can able to put your nearest region like Southeast US, South Central US. So when you go for a portal, you can see the number of regions that is available inside your portal, and you can able to choose which is the nearest one. And as fabric caching is, so we are going to talk about more about the fabric control and also the Windows Azure networking in forthcoming slides. So fabric control is nothing but it's a set of modified virtual Windows server super sync images which is running across your Azure that control the provisioning and the management. So as I said, this fabric control is nothing but the middleware layer present between your front end as well as the back end, that is the data center layer. So this fabric control will have a control with provisioning that you can able to control your virtual machines that is going to run between your application and your data center. And next one is a fault domain. The fault domain is nothing but a set of resources within your Azure data center that are considerable with a non-fault tolerant and a discrete unit like a single rack of servers. So here a service by the default is the virtual instance across these two fault domains. So here a fault domain is the sense. So once you create in a data center and you can create your domain for the particular URL. So using this URL you can able to split your virtual instance across your fault domains. The next one is the role. So Microsoft has a specific configuration of Azure Virtual Machine. This technology we call as an Hyper-V technology. See, this one is mainly for an infrastructure as a service. This role is for you can able to configure the virtual machine based on your that the technology is nothing but your hyper virtual machine. And next one is a service. Service in the sense you can run your virtual machine instance instead of few pre-configured types like a web or a worker role. So when you talk about the web and the worker role, this is a two things that is a very important for as a platform as a services. The web role and the worker role. Here, what I'm talking about the web role and the worker role. Web role is nothing but where you are going to put your web application that is going to be hosted in your cloud. And the worker role is nothing but suppose I need some any background information that background services that are going to be run on your cloud. So you can go for the worker role. And next one we are going to talk about is an RDFC. RDFC server in the front end of all the Windows service, like you can have a subscription management, billing, user access, and service management. So using this RDF only you can manage your subscription. So managing your subscription, like you can able to see your billing option and the number of resources and the number of instances and how many service management that are going to be present inside your flow. And next one is RDF is very important for responsible for putting your cluster on a deployment services and also your storage as well. So first data center you can use your data center region, then you can go for an affinity group or a cluster group. And next one we are going to talk about what are the benefits of the cloud. So we have 5 advantages of cloud computing. Only for what we are going to use. So here, as I said, you can first initially you get a subscription from the Windows support, Windows Azure, and this subscription going to have 3 months of trial. And once the trial has been expired, you can go for your paid one. So in the paid option will be based on your what you are going to use in the cloud. So suppose if you are going to create one virtual machine and one cloud services, then you can able to pay for only what you are going to use. And easy as well as a fast development to the end user. As I said, it will be very easy to deploy your application and you can able to configure VMs and all stuff. It will be very basic, easy. So very simple to deploy. So we no need to have a separate team to deploy your application. Even a developer can able to deploy, or even using a Visual Studio itself, you can able to deploy your application on your cloud. So there is a no separate environment to making a package file and you can go for another deployment. Directly from writing your code, build, and you can go for another deploy using a Visual Studio itself. You can able to do. So you can have a fast development and as well as a fast deployment for the end users. And as well then another advantages is like you can have a monthly payments. So suppose if you don't want to go for a pay only option, then you can go for a monthly payment. So I have only monthly two VMs going to be running in your cloud and one application is going to be running in your cloud. Then you can go for a monthly payment and encourage your standard systems. So you can able to go for a very standard system like as I said, you can go for two VMs and one VM for databases and another VM for your application hosted. So that you can have only a standard system and for the standard system only you can able to pay and so that your resources can be split across your standard system and it requires only a less in-house staff cost. So this means you can able to reduce your number of resources in your organization so that you can able to you can benefit your cost. So there is no separate team for packaging and deploying your application. What developer can itself can deploy your application and you can able to reduce the cost for your resource management. And as I said, like in past, these are the sessions that you are going to be seeing in detail. The first one is your overall of your Microsoft Azure platform that we are going to see in detail. And next one, how we are going to host your web application on your Azure platform. So once you create your Azure platform, the next step we are going to see about how to host your web application. Here, web application in the sense you can have a ASP.NET application, you can have a Java or a Python, any type of application, any language that you are going to create your application, that you can able to host your application in your cloud. So that is your second session that we are going to see with your demo as well as your on-site lab also. In the third session where you can have your storing your SQL data in your Azure. So the next once you solve your application, now the third session is a very very important session where how we are going to handle your data in your Azure. So there we have a different type of storing your SQL data. So either you can go for example, if your application, suppose if you are having an already existing application that I want to move to the cloud. So like example, you have created an ASP.NET application and you have a SQL Server Management Studio and that is going to be connected to the database and that has been hosted in our IIS server. Now we have a customer that I need to host this application in our cloud. So what you can have, you can able to bring that application in your cloud and you can use the server management studio inside your cloud also. Or else if you want to create a fresh SQL server, then you can go from a fresh SQL database present inside your cloud and you can go for a SQL Azure. So you can able to connect with your already existing SQL management studio or you can able to create your own SQL Azure inside your cloud. And fourth one, we are going to have a managing a cloud services in Azure. So here this is a very important topic about how we are going to manage in a cloud service. What are the things that we can able to manage in your cloud services and inside the cloud services what are the things that we can. So using the cloud services you can able to deploy your application or you can able to create your VMs and you can able to create a service bus and storage and other stuff. So we are going to see in detail about your managing your cloud service inside your Azure. Storing NoSQL data in Azure. This is also very very important topic that we no need to have on a SQL server. But still I need to store the data in Azure. So this is the session where you can able to store your data with a NoSQL. So that we call it as a table storage. Suppose if you need some table like data that I need to store, for example, login details like I need a first name, last name, and password and date and time. So I need this type of information that I need to be stored in a cloud. Then you can go for a table storage. Now I need some images also that I need to be stored in your cloud. Then you can go for a blob storages. And that is one more storage where you can call it queue storage. So suppose I need to send one messages and I need to get a response from the cloud, then you can go for a queue storage. So that is from the again using in a storage with a NoSQL, there is another storage and consuming a file for an Azure. That we call it a file storage that present inside your cloud. So these two sessions are mainly going to talk about the story. This will be a very detailed session and we will be having more demos in the NoSQL data, and as well as the normal storing your files in your Azure storage. And the seventh session, how we are going to communicate. So designing a communication strategy using a queue and the service bus. So these service bus and the queue basically work for communication. So how the for example, we have one remote machine and we have another remote machine which does not have a communication. So I need to communicate between these two virtual machines. So how we can able to communicate? Here the mediator is your service bus. So using a service bus is a middle layer where you can able to communicate between one VM to another VM. So that we are going to see in detail about that designing a communication strategy using a queue as well as a service bus. The session 8 is something that is very important. Automating integration with the Azure resources. And this session will be mainly focusing on for infrastructure as a service. But still we can able to present inside your automation for deployment. Like for example, the developer will be keep on write your code and they will build and we want to deploy. So this deployment can be happen simultaneously and continuously. Now I need to make this one automatic. So automatic in the sense like once I build the application, I need to make it this automatically has to deploy. I don't want to go for making a package file and so connect with an Azure portal. From the Azure portal, choose the cloud services, and from the cloud services, you can able to deploy. It has a 3 to 5 steps to be done your deployment. Now I need to make this automation. Once I write a code and I build the code, I need to deploy it. So this can be done using automation integration with your Azure resources. And at last, maintaining and monitoring your web solution inside your Azure. So now you've done your application and you can able to put it your application in the cloud. Now after putting your application in the cloud, I need to monitor and I need to go for diagnostics like log shipping and log monitoring. So these are the stuff I need to monitor and I need to maintain that solution inside your web. So that we are going to see in detail about how to are maintaining and how you are going to monitor your web solution inside your Azure. So these are the 9 very good sessions, nine topics that we can cover entire about Azure developer as a platform as a service. As a platform as a service is for mainly for Azure developer where you can able to write a code and how you are going to move the cloud, how you are moving that application to your cloud, and how you are going to monitor and how you are going to maintain your application. So this is mainly for focusing on a platform as a service. And as I said, if you need that infrastructure as a service, then that's going to be a separate topic, and that going to be separate people who go to the attend like the people who is in the admin role, they can attend that infrastructure as a service. But as for developer, platform as a service is more sufficient for this 9 session is more sufficient for as a Azure developer. Any questions so far?